Mama Mondays is sponsored by Colorado Connected, a website full of ideas for parents. And now, here are the mamas.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Mama Mondays. And today we are taking on the topic of love and kiddos and how do you balance those two? Well, this morning we've got an all-star panel. Of course, you guys know Danny Sturgis, and a new mom, Diane Miles, is here. And of course, Kimmy Seltzer, she is a dating expert and also like a confidence therapist who's going to really give us some advice. And right now, the question that comes to my mind is, when it comes to making plans, especially you guys at home, whether you're married, whether you're dating, do you involve the kids? And should we involve the kids in those plans? All right, does everybody know kind of what I'm talking about? Because really, and I have to be honest, in my last marriage, that's all we did. Every time we made plans, it was, where are we going to take the girls? Where do the girls want to go? That kind of hurt a lot. Yeah. Who wants to go first with that said? Kimmy.
They're looking at me.
They're all looking at you.
I'll dive in. No, and it's so hard because I know we were talking off air about, it's like, how do you not talk about the kids?
The kids,
you know,
yeah.
It is such a central part of what's going on, especially when they're young and as they're aging.
Oh, yeah.
And hitting the milestones. But what you have to be really careful of is that it doesn't interfere with the partnership and the couplehood, which is the foundation. And it's so important to have that foundation if you're going to co-parent together. Right. So if you kind of have to almost like schedule date nights, you know, do something where you're on the calendar, it's very specific, and make rules about it. So it's like, when we're on this date, we are not going to talk about the kids. Go to different places that make you also feel alive, especially like when you were younger, just dating, and even if you're dating, because see, when you're a mom too, it's hard to feel sexy. It's hard to be in that energy when you're like parenting all day, right? Yeah. So having that time together, you know, and because I'm a stylist as well, like super important to dress up. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, like, take off the nursing bras, like, put on some lingerie, because that's also going to keep the spark alive. Me and Danny were just talking the other day how about when we go skiing, that's like our big thing, right? We got to go skiing, but we're not sexy skiers.
No, you got to be comfortable when you ski.
But it's so true. Like, I have thought to myself, I want to dress up and like go somewhere. When was the last time I did that?
Yeah. That's something that we've been talking about a lot, though, with us, because, first of all, my mom would love you, because she always, I will go pick up my husband from the airport or from whatever he's doing, and she's like, put on lipstick. What do you're going to go to see your husband. You want to look nice for your husband. And I'm like, Mom, we've been together for 13 years.
Yes, very traditional.
She's
very old school. My mom's like that too.
She's like, look, you want to remind him that you're a mom. Yes, you're the mother of his child. Yeah, but you're also his wife, and you want to remind him that you're also beautiful and you want to look nice for him, which I love. But we're in this mindset right now of, okay, so we have a 6-month-old, and we're trying really hard to teach her how to be in public. So we're bringing her to the really fancy dinners and the nice places because we want to show her, you're going to be invited in these things, but you have to behave well. She's only 6 months. Like, she can't really help it if she starts crying, right? It's, you know. Yeah. But we want to kind of get her used to that. But I love that you said that, because we have been trying to be very intentional about our separate date nights. But we are constantly talking about her.
When you go on the date night. And they named the tooth, by the way.
She has two. They're Timmy and Tommy Toofies. Yeah. They're in there. They're really cute. They bite, though. Be careful.
Oh, boy.
We do. We're talking about her constantly.
Well, the other way to get around that as well is not every date has to be just sit down and dinner.
That's a good point.
Like, go to the arcade.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
You know, do something playful. Go to somewhere that like causes that adrenaline rush. That's in action, rather than the talking.
Oh, I like that.
You can feel each other more.
That's a great idea.
Diane, you've been single for some time, right? With your 2 kids. When you plan, I always hear you say, me and my kids went to do this, me and my kids went to do that. How have you been able to separate that?
Well, I started just having conversations about them because my kids were so used to me keeping my dating life and my home mom life very separate. And so they weren't even really conversed in the idea of me dating or being in a relationship. And not that they hadn't seen me in relationships. Yeah. Because I've had relationships, but they were but I was mom first. Like there was.
Oh yeah, mom first, of course. Yeah.
Which I mean, I still am. I love being a mom. Like that is
Of course.
who I am. But I just now I talk to them about my dating life,
And I'm sure they have
open and
advice
honest.
for you too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, those are my people. Like
Oh, they chime in for sure, right?
So we have some really amazing conversations, and it'll be like what I'm wearing. Like if I'm going out on a date and I get dressed, like my kids will have little they're not always great. I wore something and I came out of my room and my son was like, "Okay, Kim Possible." My daughter was like, "Call me, beat me if you want to reach me." I was like, "You guys are the worst," and I'm gonna
Oh
go
my
change because who's
God.
walking into this date feeling like I'm gonna go fight crime?
No, they do chime in as they get older. Oh, I'm sure you looked hot.
Yeah, in my cape. I know. A hot.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! But we are really moms at the end of the day before everything else. But because I love that Kimmy's here today because I've been guilty of it, Kimmy, and it happened a lot in my last marriage, and you know we all know where that marriage ended up. But
Well, we're engaged.
New man though.
I know what they do.
But I will not be doing what I did.
We don't want. Kimmy's got to give us the goods.
The good. and for those, we are such a hot mess. Oh my God.
But we're a hot mess. And that's what matters.
Sexy hot mess.
Sexy hot mess. But Kimmy, we'll wrap with some advice for you on really on being very intentional on making that separation of kids and dating or being married and still dating.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so number one, definitely make it a structured thing. You know, put on the calendar regular date nights. I would do a contract between, like if you're married, like we are not talking about the kids during, you know, this amount of time. Also doing things that have to do with, you know, not talking, doing something in action that make you feel playful, you know, putt-putt golf, something that just is cute and fun between the two of you. And then, you know, if you're single, looking to mingle, it is really, really important. You talked about something very important, and that's about our identity. Like as women, we have multiple identities. We're a career woman, we're a mom, and now we're a dater. And how can you like compartmentalize those different areas of your life? And again, be intentional with that, because you know when you're your work mom and when you're a mom, you're in masculine energy. Let's face it. And that's a whole other show, right? Because we can talk about the masculine and the feminine, but when you're a dater, you're feminine.
Yeah.
Right? And we have to like put some of that aside and really like allow ourselves to receive and be in that soft, you know, feminine flow.
Okay. One last question. I know.
Wow, that really
But
spoke
this
to
is-
me.
oh my God. Well, and I've dated men. And I, you know, I am a CEO. I'm on Mama Mondays. Like I am known in the community. And one of the issues that I've had in dating men is my status, and they have an issue with my status.
some
in
men
being
do,
a
yeah.
CEO. And so now when I've been dating, I don't even talk about my career.
Do not talk about career.
Yeah.
If anybody asks, right, women who are career women, right, I always tell people never talk about work when you're first dating, ever. There's plenty of time for them to look on LinkedIn and get to know, like that's, because at the end of the day,
Let them figure that out.
well, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not about how much knowledge you have or how high a power you are. It's about if they feel something with you, if they like you, if they feel the spark, and let that come first. There's plenty of time for the other stuff.
Okay. There you
Good
go. Great advice, Kimmy. Okay, everybody, if you've got any questions for the Mama panel, you can join the conversation by sending us an email to mycoco@9news.com. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, Kim Possible.